said, underground. He said, they had me in the hospital. And I believe they cloned me. He said, because I had a rash on my arm of some rough, scaly skin that's been on there all my life. But when I came out of the hospital, it was gone. He said, they had this thing on me, this machine on me the whole time. He said, I couldn't move. He said, I believe they cloned me. So I'm trying to say, this particular time, you don't need to be going to the butcher shops. Very key, you understand that, because you are the ones that are the people that's in the war, and the war been started. Very key. You see what I'm saying? So now, let's deal with some things right now. See if I can get some, I got two things I'm working from right now. Let's see here. So what we're going to do is we got the hard copy mixed in with the other stuff, so as we go along, we can deal with some of this particular stuff.
What's going on with Cuba?
Huh?
Cuba.
With the Cuba thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's interesting. I'm up in the book, and some white boys talking, saying, I think we need to go in and take China over now. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? You know, before they become a world power, I'm like, well, wait a minute, what kind of people is this? And it's funny, it's like I'm in the barber shop, up in there, brother up in there talking about Saddam Hussein, which is some other fake stuff. Why do they do that same stuff during the winter solstice? You know what I'm saying? Now the whole key is it's a ritual thing going on. You got the Saddam Hussein thing going, you got the act of impeachment going, and you got Clinton, who was the chief agent up in Israel with the Arab, the Christian, and the Jew meeting at the same time. Now you know the whole world is one. Arabia got half of them. The Vatican got another half. You see, and Israel got another half. This is a big ritual. Now this ain't got nothing to do with you in your Bible, because world organized religion is a tyrannical, male chauvinist murder cult that keeps the world oppressed. So this ain't got nothing to do with your Bible. So you people up in here that read the Bible, this ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. Ain't got shit to do with these crackers and the way they're ruling stuff right now. Same old missionary bull. But anyway, they up in there right before Christmas, and they got the Christian, Bill Clinton, because he represents Southern Christianity too. You see what I'm saying? That means your branch. Good old Ham Hock Baptist. They got the Muslim, which is not the black Islam. Even if you Orthodox Muslim, you are not seen as the League of Arab Nations. That's a different thing than a nigga in doggone Chad. You understand what I'm saying? Morocco, or Ghana, or wherever, or Nigeria, where you got Muslims, even over in Nubia and Ethiopia, that's a different thing. They don't consider you a part of that Arab League of Islamic Nations. You got to understand the thing. So now, they got that white Arab, that white Jew, and that white Christian, because up under that, we the original Arabs, the original Arabians, the original Hebrews, and the original Christians for that matter. You understand what I'm saying? They got all these fake crackers up in there, and they call it a summit. It's a ritual going on. They meeting, they got a ritual, then they got the articles of the impeachment start, and then they got this movie with Steven Spielberg, with his DreamWorks, that's his thing, with the Jews trying to go ahead and put this same Exodus thing and fake the funk again during Christmas, and it's running to this day, all during the winter solstice. But they messed up on that particular Prince of Egypt, because that's our story talking about now. You'll bear witness to that. But my point is, still, they are doing an actual ritual, and on Christmas Day, they come in and they put out this thing, the thing called the Falcon, and announce that the chief queen bee of all aliens is in Atlanta. That's you. Why would they do that? Go back and look at Independence Day and see how many times they talk about Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? Very key. Go back and get Body Snatchers, the third. Where in this Body Snatchers, you never won't see scenes where they don't have black people in it. The movie starts off with a black guy running, saying they're coming to get me. And when they escape, where they go to Atlanta. Very key, you understand this. They're not making these movies just out of no accident. Remember, Hollywood and the government is one and the same. They're always one and the same. That's why today the McCarthyism thing, where they was penalizing these Hollywood people for the communism thing, they wouldn't have been able to pull it off. But the people that was working in Hollywood didn't realize that the actual people, Hollywood was another branch of the United States government. And so based on the United States government, they said either you're going to be down with what our criteria is, or you ain't going to make no movies. Yeah, all of them, a bunch of them. I want to ask you something. First of all, now look. There's another thing. They say that half of the crimes that's committed in the United States, half of them, they never catch the people. They say 60% of them, they never catch the people. Yet you would think, based on Hollywood, see, if Hollywood is an art imitating life, why is it that you can count the amount of movies on your finger where the criminal gets away? See, I love the movie Heat. I just had one problem with it. Robert De Niro got caught. That me spoiled the whole movie. Now, my point is what I'm trying to show you based on government setup. First of all, name any movie star that is operating now that is allowed to be on the screen who has not played a criminal. Not a criminal. Naturally, I'm talking any black movie star, but any white movie star who has not played a police officer. Denzel has played them, Wesley's played them, Larry Fishburne has played all of them, even Angela Bassett played one. There's a movie where it was about some vampires. Yes. And she was one in that. So my point is this is, if they were trying to imitate reality, then sometimes it would mean that half the movies you would go to see, the criminals would get away. But it's all a part of mind control. If they got to keep a certain society based on a certain laws, they cannot afford, you understand what I'm saying, for the criminals to get away. This is very key you understand that particular part that's going on right now. It's all a part of the same, it's all a part of the same old bull. Now go back and get the movie Clash of the Titans. Now I think I said this the last time. There's a guy in there called Calibus. Calibus got nappy hair, and they say he was cursed, which is talking about the black man. It's in the actual movie, and it's not by accident that they put that particular part in the actual movie. Now, I don't know the last time I told you, I don't know if I told you this the last time, I don't know that I said it was, I met some brothers downtown right in front of 5 Points. And one guy was saying how he used to do all these concerts. And he'd travel around doing these concerts. He said when Michael Jackson came to New York in 1984, when Michael Jackson came to New York City with the Thriller thing was real big. They said they saw this white man had this bag with it. And they were saying that's the man with the money. That's the money bag. So he said but he had remembered the white boy having the bag in another city that he worked a concert to. So they said, shoot. They said, well, look, what we going to do? We all going to get paid. You know, the little penny-hand job working concerts. He said, we getting ready to get paid. And we going to hit this man with the bag and get this money back from this crowd. So they said when they went and hit the man for the bag, it was a damn transmitter in the bag. So immediately, because there wasn't no money, they put the shit back and just went on by their business because they didn't want to do a good job and they ain't got no money. So, you know. And then they said they figured it out. The man, he said, and he saw the man at all these concerts, and this man had this radio, this transmitter, a white boy, a white man that followed Michael Jackson all around. Anyway, supposedly he said that Michael Jackson had an implant in his head. And so he was implanted, and they said another thing was happening, so they was messing with him, and that's how he started getting all these nose jobs and all that kind of stuff, and started going crazy. So they said apparently his parents and them got fed up with him, and they said Michael is going off the deep end. So what they did is they went to Farrakhan. I think it was in the early 80s, early 90s. They went to Farrakhan. And so Farrakhan and a group of other people, I think they said they kidnapped Michael and took him to see Farrakhan. I think Farrakhan was in the area or something. So they kidnapped Michael, because remember now, Jermaine Jackson was in the nation. So they were trying to find out what happened. I think Jermaine Jackson suggested we need to go take him to see Farrakhan. So they kidnapped Michael and went to go see Farrakhan. Farrakhan and I think his wife and them, they got in a circle and they start praying. And they said immediately after they start praying, they said the energy broke that chip in his head. And right after that, he started coming out dressing like the Pharaoh and all that stuff, you know, and all this here. And then right after they broke that chip and all, that's when they put out the whole child thing. They probably had that anyway, but my point is that that's immediately they put out that whole pedophile thing. You see, you know, but it was interesting. The brother, I knew the brother was on the up and up because I used to work a concert tour when I was in college. And some of the things that he used to say they used to do was the same things we used to do when we was working on the tour. You know what I'm saying? We'd go in before they set up and they'd eat lunch and a whole lot of stuff, you see. So my point is what he was actually saying, was very key. Now it's interesting because there was a brother named Hemmit, I don't know if he's here tonight. He was saying that he was told to go back and listen to the lyrics on the Michael Jackson's Thriller, the song Thriller. They got Vincent Price on there. Now it's very interesting how they had to stop this thing because Vincent Price made a movie called The Haunted Palace. And this movie is about letting back the great old ones, which is us, supposed to resurface and retake back the earth. And he was doing this ritual and all of this stuff to take back the great old ones. And he told them, he said, we don't really know what we're doing, we just obey it. It's all in the movie. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff that was actually going on at every time. And then he did the Thriller video. You see, he did the Thriller video. And you know, he did all that at that particular time with the Thriller thing. If you look, this was right before the time when he bleached his skin and cut off his nose. You see what I'm saying? Cut off his nose. So that's very key that you understand that at this particular time. At this particular time. Now, let's see a couple other things here we're going to deal with. We're going to deal with a lot of movies, because we got to go back and you got to get these movies now, because a lot of this stuff is coming back. The key, case in point. The movie you want to go see that is more relevant now, remember, I don't know, I guess we're going to have to do this because I don't know how we're going to do it. I think if I can put it off, I might be able to get enough of the books. But you must get a hold of that mind control book, Mind Control in the United States. Yeah, that book is more relevant today than it was in 1984 when it was written. But the key is, right now, what you need to do is you need to go back and rent the movie Demolition Man. Go rent the movie Demolition Man. See, sometimes you need your own copy. You see, to either buy it because you need to rewind it over and over and study the language that's going on. First of all, one of the keys is this. We know that the Georgia race was run this year. This whole Georgia thing was run based on Indian parole. You see what I'm saying? Now, for the people that wasn't here last time, we get a recap on this, on what's going on. We know that they're trying to end parole, and they got this black, what is it, lieutenant governor or something? What's this guy? Lieutenant general, and he's fighting for this whole thing. To end parole.